So it was only a month ago that we had our last streamer spotlight interview. It's felt like such a long time, but it's been a really busy March. Obviously, with a really busy and active streamer like Misfit, um, it was just about finding a good time. And we are now here at the end of March doing the streamer spotlight interview where we're going to find out a little bit more about Misfit, the game or the person, and then any other little bits and pieces that we might go through. Some of that you might know already. We might find out some new interesting stuff today. Or she might tell me to shut the fuck up and punch my head in. But I am up for all of that. So we are in a very special location, which has been provided by the amazing Red Hunter. We are on one of our favourite maps, which is Siberia. No one else is on the map. No one else should come and cause us any harm. You never know. We might start spawning in bears. But we are going to get into the questions as soon as we can. Misfit is sat by the fire waiting for me. We've just gorged ourselves on some tack back. And we're going to get into it. So as long as this works properly, we should switch over to Siberia now. Oh shit, it has gone dark.
Yeah, I mean, look at that fucking sky right there. It's so beautiful already. I love it. I love the skies here.
Literally, I was away for 30 seconds and the sky has gone. Beautiful. Okay, so question one. Here we go. We're off. So we obviously know your name is obviously Misfit Mummy 83. Did you ever think about using a different name?
Mm, Initially, no. I never thought about it just because I didn't think it was a big deal until I started gaming, and then it became a little bit of an issue. But I refuse to change my name because it's just who I am now. But apparently, my new nickname is Baby Legs, for those who didn't know. So if you hear me go by Baby Legs in game, you know why.
I was going to ask, like, every time I'm in stream now, the Baby Leg song, how did that song come about then?
Oh my god. So funny enough, I don't know if you remember the first time that me, you, I think it was Porky, and I can't remember who else all was with us.
Yeah.
I think it was T also.
Uh-huh.
And we did that first run on New York, right? So we we were in the tunnels, and I was lagging behind, of course, because I was being a loot goblin like I always am. And I was like, "Oh no, I better run because I'm going to get in trouble. I was going to get yelled at." I was afraid I was going to get yelled at. So I took off running down the tunnel, and Killa, right?
Yeah.
Killa is a little troll to me sometimes. He was in my chat that day, and he put one of the little Peepo run frogs in my chat, and I started dying laughing. I was like just dying laughing. And so I was like running down the tunnel, and I was like, "Wait for me, I have little legs." And that was like the beginning of like the baby legs thing, but it started off as little legs, and then it just like eventually turned into baby legs. And then CJ made me a song, and now I am baby legs.
and and that stemmed from the New York run.
That stemmed from the New York run, yeah.
Oh, brilliant! Oh my god, I've not seen Porky for a while.
I know he hasn't been streaming or playing really. He's been going through a lot of personal stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that was God, that was some time ago. Christ, I can't believe.
yeah,
Oh my god, I didn't realize that it come from there. Um,
yeah.
is obviously we know that your name is Misfit. Is there a story behind that name?
So yeah, I mean, aside from like me liking the music from the Misfits, right? That was like the initial start of the name. Um, I am a mother. I have a 14-year-old now. When he was first born, I'm very much so on the alternative side. So I have tattoos, piercings, I had, the color hair, I had everything, right? And when I first had my son, it was very much so like you need to look a certain way. You need to act a certain way. You have to be a certain way to be a mother. Like it's not becoming of you to look the way that you do and to be a mom. And I always considered myself to be a misfit, an outsider, a black sheep. And I was just like, no, this is who I am. And just because I look a certain way doesn't mean that I can't be a good mom. And I'm a hell of a good mom. And I will toot my own horn for that because I I have dedicated my life to my son since he was born, and he is an amazing person. And don't ever let anybody tell you you can't look a certain way and do great things in life, because my son is the best thing I've ever done in my life. So,
Wow, that's an incredible answer. Thank you
mhm.
for sharing that. Do obviously we know that you're a hell of a Daisy and a hell of a streamer. Do you have any other interests, skills, hobbies that you do outside of gaming?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a small business that I run. That's why I have the you know I have the ability to kind of stream and play when I want to. I do decorated cookies. I make, um, the big elaborate cakes. Um, I do all that out of my home. I do it by myself. So I have a lot of, a lot of time where I'm not streaming or playing. I'm dedicating to that, aside from being a mom and a wife and, doing all the other family things, right? But my small business is probably like something that I'm very proud of, because I consider myself to be pretty talented as far as some of my work that I've done, and I don't showcase a lot of it just because like it's more of a me thing that I'm a little nervous. I don't want to be judged, but I think I'm pretty good at what I do, and I have a lot of happy customers, so that's yeah. I like to decorate cookies and cakes, mostly cookies, not cakes so much. Cakes are stressful, but cookies are fun.
That's I honestly, like, I know we've run together a lot, and that's the first time I'm sure that I've heard that. Um, yeah, wow, I honestly had no idea.
Hmm.
You've mentioned it a couple. You mentioned you have a son, um,
Hmm.
and a partner. How do they react to you being a streamer?
Well, my son thinks it's a little cringy. he told me that he told me that a couple of months back, and he was like, I was like, don't you think it's cool that I'm a streamer? And he's like, I don't know, mom, it's kind of cringy because you're a streamer, and I don't know. And I'm like, motherfucker, like, are you kidding me? Like, I play video games and I stream. Like, I'm cringy. Okay, kid. I'm like, I'm just not gonna be cool enough for you, kid. It's fine. But like he just kind of like chuckled about it, and he thought it was funny. My husband was not a fan of it at the beginning. He still isn't too much of a fan of it, but he kind of lets me do my thing, and um, I'm just here doing me, having fun playing all the games, making new friends.
That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, I
Yeah.
get that from a teen's perspective. I can see I can kind of see where they're coming from. I'm just thinking, oh, I've got this to come. Um, so in terms of when you are streaming, what's your favorite
Mhm.
food? What's your go-to foods and drinks when you're playing?
Oh, always a Celsius. I always drink a Celsius right before stream or at the beginning of stream. I drink a lot of water, honestly. I always have bottles of water. Um, I don't tend to eat on stream very often, just because I don't know. Some people don't like the whole like eating or chewing on mic. Um, but I would I would say lately I've been enjoying sour gummies. So like we have the sour snakes, and I'll usually have a bag of those on my desk, and I'll just be eating them as I'm playing and streaming, and just to kind of, give myself a little munch.
A
That's
lot.
it.
I think some people would pay quite good money for the eating ASMR. Um, but yeah, I
I
do.
know.
Yeah, I do. You probably have you been asked? Um,
Oh, I mean, my chat's a little wild sometimes, and they're like, "Ooh, what are you eating? Get a little closer to the mic." And I'm like, "Guys, get out of here, you weirdos!" Like it's weird.
Ayo. Um, so do you? Oh, that was a good timing. As I asked that question, Busby decided to bark at me in the background. Do you have any pets?
I do. I actually have three dogs. I had a fourth that was living with my mom and my brother, but she sadly passed away from cancer a couple months back. Um, but I do have my three boys, my three boy dogs. They're little terrorists, but I love them. I love them.
Yeah, they terrorize, but you still love them, don't you?
hmm Yeah, you can usually hear the big one in the background sometimes, and like when I'm streaming, because he loves to bark at the neighbors. So you can usually hear him in the background.
He stopped barking at me now, which is quite good. Um, so again, something that I don't think we've ever really talked about whilst we've been running ever. But like, do you have any favourite holiday destinations, places to visit? Where do you find yourself feeling most at ease away from home?
mm, so I don't do a lot of vacationing. Um, Traveling, I've only really done for football. My son, again, back to my son, my pride and joy. He was picked up for a couple different traveling teams over the last couple of years, and so we've traveled a lot of Texas. We went to Seattle for a football tournament, which that was an amazing trip. So I would have to say probably Seattle was probably my favorite spot to go to. Um, we've gone to, gosh, where else have we gone to? We've kind of been all over. Oh, sorry, my my screen decided to turn off.
Oh,
Um, but yeah, I mean, we haven't really like vacation, but I would say probably Seattle was probably my favorite trip, and I would love to go back for non-business, for just hanging out.
yeah, that's cool.
Football is always business.
Um, so well, you touched a little bit on sport there, but whenever I've done this, people have gone like, "Nah, I'm not really too keen." But are you a sports fan? Do you have any favorite teams or players or anything that you follow?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are a big football family, huge football family. Like I said, my son plays football. Um, I would say as a whole, the family likes the Green Bay Packers.
Huh?
Um, I have a liking for other like individual players. Like I'm a huge Josh Allen fan. Um, I think he's just so wholesome. He's just such a lovely person, and so he's probably one of my favorite like football players. I also love roller derby. I used to play roller derby for 7 years, and I love it. I love to watch it on YouTube, and I love watching roller derby movies, and I just yeah, I love roller derby. If you've never seen roller derby, go check it out. Go support local roller derby wherever you are, because it's a sport of of love and bruises and broken bones and blood, and it's not as much padding as a football player, but it's a sport of love for sure. So go check out local roller derby if you haven't.
I've
You won't
seen
regret it.
videos and clips of this. I'm not sure where the love comes involved into this. It's like people
It
just get
does. You know what?
smashed.
It's definitely a sport of love because you have to love the sport to
Okay,
do it.
I
You
get that.
put your body through hell.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's
I
what I've
did it
seen.
for yeah. I mean, I've done it for 7 years, and I don't regret it, not one bit. I want to go back actually. I retired like 3 years back, um, and I want to go back, but I'm in my 40s now. I'm in my early 40s, and now I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know that my body's gonna recoup as fast as I want it to. So maybe, just maybe, I'll just be a bystander and sit in the stands and cheer on my friends. But I don't know. We'll see.
Ibuprofen and ice. What I'm held
And
together with.
icy hot.
Yeah, yeah, the hot cold method. At this point, I'm
Mhm.
probably going to embarrass myself, especially seeing as we've won nothing and we tanked this year. But I'm actually a Titans fan. Um,
Oh, nice, nice.
oh, it's not nice at the minute. It's awful. Um, it is. It is. Don't get me wrong. I've never seen them actually win anything, but
hmm
this year has been especially dismal, especially as he got rid of Derrick Henry, who
Yeah.
who I was a big fan of watching him stiff arm everyone, but now not so much. It's like, oh, the Titans are playing, and I'm like, oh, I'm not. No,
Yeah.
this is going to be a mauling. But anyway, um, so we know there's quite a few Daisiers have superstitions around colours. Some don't like to wear certain colours. Not going to mention noodles. Is there any? Do you have a favourite colour, either in life or in game, that you are pushed towards or pushed away from?
Oh, I love purple, purple and black, like a dark purple.
Yeah.
I also love red and black. A lot of black, a lot of black with like splashes of color, like
Yeah.
the purple and the red. Yeah, I will say, and anybody who knows me in game, right, knows there's one thing in
Uh-oh.
the clothing line that I fucking hate. I hate it so much with a passion. It's the damn glory hole mask. I hate it. I hate it so much. I will refuse to wear that mask, even if I'm on the mollusk. I will get frostbite on my face to avoid wearing it because I hate it so much.
I need to check what am I wearing right now.
You got a purple bandana on. You're fine.
Okay. For a minute then I thought, I'm wearing the glory hole, aren't I?
No.
So I'm
No,
glad.
and everybody in my chat, they know that I call it the sex doll mask because it looks like a sex doll. Like I'm just like, I'm not wearing that. I'm not putting that around my mouth. I'm not doing it. Don't ask me to.
Hang on, I'm
I
trying to
hate
think.
it.
I'm sure Hunter put one of them in the sea chest.
Oh God. I don't think so. I think it was just the pig mask, the green mask. At least
That's
what
it.
I
Yeah,
saw.
yeah, that's the pig. Yeah, that's the pig mask. I thought you was gonna pick that one, because that was the one that I'm pretty sure you wore for quite a lot of our New York adventure.
Yeah, I almost did. Honestly, I thought about it.
Let me serve you bitch lasagna.
Oh, hang on, I'm having a blurb moment. Oh God! Wow, blurp has gone demonic. Every so often, as you'll have noticed, on my blurps just decide that they're gonna have an absolute nightmare, and
My sound alerts do the same thing, especially as of recently.
I have no idea what like my sound alerts work fine, but it's always the blurps. I have no idea what it is. But anyway, let's move away from the gimp mask and the demonic possessed blurps. So not everyone can remember this one, but can you remember the last dream you had?
Oh God, no.
Have you ever had a DayZ related dream?
Oh yeah. When I'm like deep in Daisy, I do dream of Daisy and it's awful. I can't get away from it.
It is quite scary when you wake up and you go, am I in too deep? I need to take a break from this shit.
That's when I know I need a break, and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I just need to take a couple days off, play something else, and then I'll switch to like Black Ops or something for a few days just to kind of get out of it.
As a palate cleanser.
Absolutely.
Okay, so does music play a big part of your life? And also, what was the last concert you attended, if it does?
Oh, absolutely. I love music. Anybody who's been in my stream knows that I always have music playing in the background. Um, Music definitely helps to calm me in any situation. God, the last concert that I went to, it's been years, honestly. I couldn't even tell you. Probably, probably Slipknot, honestly, because I've seen Slipknot like 10
Oh,
times.
wow.
And yeah, they're my favorite band.
Yeah?
Favorite band of all time.
What got you into Slipknot?
The music itself.
Okay.
It's funny because it's not so much just about like the screaming of it, right? Of course, like when you're like a teenager and you hear the like angry music, you're like, yeah, like I'm gonna get all my anger out and be mad and blah, angry teenager moment. But then you go a little bit deeper and you look at the lyrics, and the lyrics are actually, not to all songs, right? But like there's a good part of the songs that are really good lyric based songs, and once you get past the screaming part of it or like the loud music of it, like you dig a little deeper into those lyrics and you're like, man, that actually hits home,
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the beauty of music for me, is that like it just kind of like it touches the soul no matter what you're listening to, you know. And there's a music type for every kind of emotion you have. You know, you're angry, you're sad, you're feeling anxious, you're, you know, like anything, you know. And it's just, I love music. Music is such a huge part of my life. I actually used to play cello in high school and in middle school. And I actually wanted to go to school for music, but I decided not to. I decided to throw myself into the workforce, and I just never went back to school for that. So,
Fucking hell,
but music is huge.
how talented are you? It just never ends. But I'm insanely jealous that you can do all of these things. But that's amazing. And I know it's obviously music does play a large part because whenever we watch your stream, there is always music. Well, 99% there's always music going on.
Yeah.
But moving on a little bit now, it's a bit of a two-parter really, this one. It's like, what personal qualities do you look for most in a friend? And then what is your biggest peeve? And it can be in life or with people.
Um, I mean, as far as friends go, I don't know. I'd say loyalty is probably
Mm-hmm.
a huge part for me. Um, and I don't mean to have a friend that's gonna be like a yes man and be like, "Oh no, you're absolutely right about everything," because a real friend is gonna call me out and be like, "No, misfit, like this was wrong and this is why," you know. And then I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. I messed up." Um, I just want, you know, loyalty and for my friends to be truthful, like honest with me. Um, because I know that like at the end of the day, I would do anything for my friends who are my real friends, you know. Um, yeah, that question's a little bit more of a I don't know. That kind of made me feel a little something, you know. Um, I think as far as like my peeves about people,
Uh-huh.
like I don't know, man. Honestly, like just being disingenuous, you know. Like you can usually tell when somebody's just not like an authentic person. Sometimes you get a little, you know, ringers where they kind of fool you a bit. But like you can tell when people are just so disingenuous and they just want, you know, they just want like nothing good for you or anything, and that's pretty shitty. Like the world is already so tough. Like why be a shit person to people around you, you know? Like just don't do it, man. Just be a good person. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty understandable. Um, Again, kind of in the same kind of area. If you had a motto for life, then what would it be?
Hmm. It's going to be a little contradicting, but it's kind of the motto that I kind of I guess live by now, which is be kind to everyone, but also trust no one. You know, it's it's really funny because I think Daisy has really taught me a lot about that. Because when I first came into the game, I was super trusting of everybody. I wanted to be everybody's friend, and if you guys know Emma, Emma is like the shining example of that. Emma was like is like the bubblier side of who I used to be, and I say used to because I am such a skeptic of people now because I've seen the ugly side of people in this game. You know, I I want to be genuinely so kind to everybody, and I want to help everybody, and I want to, you know, do all the things for all these people, and you know, but also too, like I have to kind of reel it back and be like, oh, you can't trust everyone. You know, it's those moments where like you want to throw yourself into it, but then you reel yourself back in because you're like, oh, I don't know, you know, been burned before. So I don't know. I guess it would just be kind to everyone, but also don't trust everyone.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I definitely get that. Um, so kind of moving away from like the friends, personal qualities, and mottos and shit. Um, so do you find that TV films play a big part of your life? Do you have a favorite film?
I have so many favorite films. That's the thing. I love movies. Um,
What's your go-to movie then? So if you think there's nothing else on, what could you watch over and over again?
Oh, so people aren't gonna believe this, right?
Mm.
I'm a bit of a softie. I'm a bit of a I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic. So I will sit and watch The Wedding Singer over and over and over and over again because I love Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, and I love that little like love story between them. I am very much so a hopeless romantic. You wouldn't believe it, but I love love, man. I love to see love stories like that, and just I love to see the softer side of people and the different ways that people love each other, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, it kind of goes back to what you're saying about you wanting to help people. It's like you trying to see the best in people.
Hmm.
That is nice. But I tell you what, I wouldn't have put that on my list if I thought that was what I was picking out for you. But now we know, and everyone else does too. Um, so fantasy dinner party, and I don't mean one of Mad's butt stuff dinner parties.
Oh Lord.
So living or dead, who would you invite to your fantasy dinner party? And you can have up to 3 guests.
Oh jeez. Hmm. I don't. I was thinking about this question, right? And I honestly don't know anyone except for one person that I would love to have at a dinner party. And a lot of people don't know this about me. So
Here we go.
I grew up not knowing my dad, right? So my grandfather took a huge role in my life, and he passed away when I was 25, and it gutted me. Um, and he's probably the only person I would ever want to have a dinner party with again.
Wow, that's like
Yeah.
it's just to see kind of. Like I'd imagine that he's incredibly proud of everything that you've achieved and gone on to do, and the fact that you've raised an incredible young man as well. But
Mm.
that's incredibly sweet. 'Cause, like we've had all sorts of different answers, but yeah, that is incredibly sweet. And when you think about who you could sit around the table with, um, that is a really nice answer. So I appreciate you opening up and saying that. I'm sure he would be incredibly proud. Um, and I feel like really sad now moving on and asking you such a question because we're talking about misfit at school. So what was you like at school, and what was your favourite subject?
So Misfit at school was very much so the quiet music nerd. My favorite subject was orchestra. As like I said, I used to play cello. I threw myself into music. So again, going back to stuff that people actually don't know about me, I actually have a rare genetic bone disease. And when I was 14, the I guess they would call it a tumor, right? It grew so large on my jaw that it actually fractured my jaw. So a lot of the time I listen to music. So music kind of like helped, save me through a lot of it because I had surgery after surgery and just a lot of, recovery time. And music was always my safe haven. And so orchestra was like the thing that I loved. I didn't get to enjoy it as much in high school because of all my surgical stuff I had going on. Um, but yeah, I was that little weirdo that was quiet and to myself. I had very few friends, and um, but music was my life, man. I loved music. I still love music. I love everything about music. So yeah,
Oh,
that's pretty much that. I was
wow.
quiet little weirdo.
Again, it's just incredible how things change over time and how people develop and kind of move along and progress.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is kind of the end of kind of the personal type question. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, there's a lot of stuff there that even though I've spent hours in game with you, there's a lot of stuff there that it's like wow. It just makes you think, oh my god, Misfit's even more incredible than I already thought.
Aw.
So thank you. Also, just have to kind of let people know again, we've been really, really lucky to be able to do this streamer spotlight on one of our favorite maps, which is Siberia. Thanks to Red Hunter.
Absolutely. Thanks, Red.
Hopefully, the next play test is coming on the 4th of April. So yeah, that'd be really fun. And hopefully,
Red, we're waiting for New York.
I
I'm
wasn't-
waiting for New York to come back, Red. Come on.
I wasn't
Don't
going to
let
put
your
that kind of
girl
pressure on
down.
him.
No, I'm putting pressure. All the pressure. Give me back New York, Red.
Oh, there we go, Red. So please, can you get New York cracking? Get working. Okay, so before Red sends in the bears, so Keith, what is your background in gaming? Like, where did you start, and how did you get here?
Jeez. So, I mean, I'm in my 40s, right? So my first early gaming was probably like old school Nintendo Mario Brothers games. That kind of got me into gaming. And then, I was a typical kid where, well, so like, and it's so funny, right? Because I say typical kid because like now people think typical kid, you're on your laptop or your gaming system like all the time. No, I was a typical kid. I was outside. Like, for those of you who are old enough to know what being outside is, right? Like, I was sent outside in the morning, didn't come home until the evening. So my actual gaming wasn't like something I was super invested in because I was outside living life, rolling in the dirt, playing in the rain, and that was life back then. Um I got into my 20s and then I started to game again. I got into Black Ops and I got into, again, back to music. I got into Rock Band and to Guitar Hero. I love Guitar Hero. Believe it or not, I love Guitar Hero. I'm so good at that game. And then I became a mom and I took time away from gaming because, kids are very demanding of your time. And then I slowly got back into gaming again. I got into Minecraft because I was like, you know what? That's a game that's more my speed right now. I can literally build a little bit and then go tend to the baby and, do what I need to do and not be too pressed about it. And then I want to say COVID hit and then I started to watch a lot more TikTok and TikTok actually brought me to Daisy. And that's pretty much where that kicked off. And now we're here.
we have arrived.
Yeah.
So obviously, you mentioned like the first games that you're playing were like probably Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what that was? Was it Mario then?
Yeah, it was Mario and Duck Hunter. I used to love Duck Hunter.
Oh, Duck Hunter was class. I was always a Sega Mega Drive guy, but whenever I used to go to a friend's house and they had Duck Hunter, it was like, yeah, this is class.
Yeah. So much fun with the gun,
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Is there any games that you've played and you wish you hadn't?
Oh. I mean, not really. I and this is gonna be a hot take because I know a lot of people like this game. I'm not a fan of Valheim, and I feel like Valheim was kind of like a waste of time for me. That's just me. um, it's a good game. It's a beautiful game, right? But like, it's just, I think for me personally, that was a little bit of a waste of time. Because it's not really something that I'm into. Like, at least not at this point in my life. I mean, I would honestly, I think all games are fun no matter what they are, but yeah, I think probably Valheim is probably the one that I'm like, you know what, I could have done without that one. I'm not too pressed about it,
You know, don't you? So when you're playing a game, you automatically, I think you'll just know that this is it. I love this. This is good. And then there's times you think, I'm just not invested in this. And if I don't finish it, it's not gonna keep me up at night. I still get killed on DayZ, and I'm laying in bed thinking, you idiot. And yeah, I don't think there's any other games that have done that to me, where I've gone to bed thinking, should have done this, should have done that.
Yeah.
Or I can't believe I got called the best paid actor in an event. You just go to bed thinking, why am I thinking about these things? But yeah, there's
Yeah.
games that just do that to you. Um,
Oh yeah.
but so
Daisy is definitely that.
it's yeah, yeah, especially when the betrayals come. Um,
Oh yeah. The PvP situations too that I get myself into. I'm like, man, if I would have done this, I could have done this, and it's always one of those what if moments. But
yeah,
you live and you learn for the next life.
this is true. I'm also wondering what the hell Hunter's done to the weather right now. It's certainly taken a turn. I think I'm just waiting for the various snowstorm to appear.
I know.
It's
As
coming.
long as we don't have an EVR, it's fine.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah.
We might have to go running for cover.
I know, right?
We've heard a bit more about your background and the games that you played. What's the most you've ever paid for a game?
um, probably Rock Band when it first came out. I think we spent like $120 on it, but that was like the full setup. Like that was like it came with like the drum and a guitar and like the microphone and all that other stuff. But I mean, I think it's probably like the most I've ever spent on a game. It's probably Rock Band.
Okay. And obviously no regrets there because by the sound of it, you're good at that as well. In terms of DayZ, like, what was the moment that can you remember the moment where you thought, I fucking love this?
Oh yeah. Um so before when I first started playing Daisy, I used to be strictly a base builder. Um and it was fun to do that. But I wasn't super invested in the game at the time. And this goes back to like my console days. Um and then I started playing with a group of friends of mine, and we were in a very high PvP server for Xbox, and it was a base building server. I mean, stuff was always going down in the server, and so they basically recruited me to build for them. So like I was responsible for building all the gates and all the doors and all that. And so one of the times that we were building, oh my god, that scared the shit out of me.
What was it?
All
Oh,
right, Red, you didn't hear it?
oh,
Oh my god, I love that. So we were building doors and all that, and we had just finished, and then we just start hearing like all these loud booms. We're hearing gunshots, and it's literally at the front of our gate. And so this other team came and was trying to base raid us. And luckily, the entire crew was there. We had like 6 or 7 of us in the group at the time. And I was really the only builder, too. So that made it even more stressful for me. Um, they started blasting through the gates. They got through like 5 different gates, 5 different walls. And so I was literally trying to like hammer and, build the walls up and build the doors back up. And I remember it was, and my friend Heavy talks about this till this day. I was building a wall, right? And one of the guys came around the corner and he was going to shoot me. And my friend, my old running partner Mustang, he comes around the corner and he shoots the guy. And the guy actually takes a hit on me first and he shoots me, but I still kept hammering. And I was like, no, I'm building this fucking gate even if I fucking I don't care. Like they're going to have to fucking break through it again. I don't care. And it was like at that moment that I was like, yeah, this is the game for me. Like, this is the shit I want to do. Like, I want to get better at PvP. I want to be able to do all this stuff and like just dominate this game. And like from then on, like I was like, no, this is what I'm gonna do. And like actually from that time on, I hadn't really built until recently. Um, I've been focusing more on my PvP stuff, and just because like at that moment, like the adrenaline was pumping and I was shaking. I used to shake a lot when I would get into PvP situations, and it's so funny to see where I am today as to where I was, a year ago. Where Misfit before, like Misfit a year ago, wouldn't have gotten myself into the situations that I get myself into now, which is not always good. Like it's not always a good situation I put myself in, especially when it comes to PvP. But I will say this: I am not afraid to try. I will die trying. I don't care. Like I will run out there and I will take a shot at somebody and hopefully run back and still be alive. And sometimes I'm lucky, most of the time I'm not, but it's kind of nice to see that like full circle where that moment where it was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is the game I want to play. Like this is what I'm investing myself in to see myself now,
Yeah.
And it's been really nice to like see that full circle.
I've seen this stubbornness in action many times, but also the fact that actually I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to go over to not this next question, the following one, in like seeing you in action in PvP. But we'll get to that in a minute. Do you have any games that you think are massively underrated that you really like, but a lot of people don't have time for?
Hmm. God, honestly, I don't play too many games, especially now, that aren't DayZ related.
Okay.
Um, I've kind of branched off and I started doing a little bit more of like the ghost hunting games or whatever. I actually really enjoy Phasmophobia, and I don't think a lot of people appreciate the game, and it's actually a lot of fun. But I like the ghost hunting aspect of it. So like, I love a good ghost hunting show. I love the ghost hunting side of things, and so like Phasmophobia is like probably a bit more of a favorite of mine, just
Mm-hmm.
because it's more like right up my alley. But like a lot of people don't want to play it or like to play it, so I would maybe Phasmophobia then.
Okay.
Of the more recent games that I've played, yeah.
Sound. Should have probably gone back to this question before. Like, do you have a favorite streaming moment from a recent stream? And if I could give you one of those moments, I was in the same event that you were in, but I got railed at the bottom of the mountain in the back of the head. But I saw you in Deer Isle in the worst possible condition, no visibility, no vision, making all sorts of weird noises, and yet you still went down fighting. And I was like, this is just pure fucking misfit right here and now. Do you have any moments where you think, oh, that was amazing, I'd love to do that again?
Honestly, I would have to say probably that moment too.
Yeah.
I don't think of like stuff like that, right? But like you bringing that up, I was like, damn, that was a really good moment. I I thought for sure like I was gonna just die right off the bat. But that Z disease that we had was crazy. And I mean, for those of you that were watching it, and if you weren't, right, the Z disease makes you do some crazy shit. Like it puts your hands up in the air and you're like shaking around and like yeah, it was bad. I was flashing health. I was blacking out. Just the craziest thing. But like we were still being pushed in the bunker, and I was like determined to win. And I was so proud of myself because I was like one of the last three that was in that bunker. And I was like, man, if I would have had the cure for my disease, like I could have possibly won that shit. But it was so like I have no regrets about it. It was just such an amazing run. It was such a good moment. Like I was so happy with it.
It was like such a good event, and then to see how
Hmm.
that last few minutes played out, it was like actually really nice. I use the word really nice in a sense, watching someone I knew be a part of that. I do have a question though. So that apparently a car moment that was upside down last week was funny as hell. What have you been doing after that?
Oh god. For the base building event? Is that what you're talking about?
How many times are you upside down in a car? I don't know.
I mean, you know, I mean, it happens more off stream than anything, but like, uh, um, so like that event is, I don't know what's happening with that event right now for me. I am technically in a team of three. I have had one teammate say that he is going to drop out. Just because. I think the three of us are kind of not feeling the vibe of offline rating.
Uh-huh.
Um, and we've been offline rated twice, and so it's I think it's just very like disheartening for us at this time. Um, but in true stubborn misfit fashion, I've already told my teammates if they decide not to push on, I'm gonna push on as a solo. Because I'm not afraid to be base rated by myself. you
You're
know.
still there, hammering the
Um,
walls, putting the gates up.
yeah, exactly, with a M16 strapped to my back, hopefully, or a Vicker, and ready to shoot. I've been killed twice already while I was trying to build the walls. So I mean, what else is there, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, I would like to carry on in the event. I think a definite change of location will probably be in the books for me if they decide to walk away from the event. Just because I feel as a solo, that building is too big for me to kind of maintain.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it a 3-week
but
event?
now we're down to 3 weeks. Yeah,
Okay.
it's or no 4 weeks possibly. It was a 6-week long event when we first started it, and honestly, time has passed so much that I don't even know what week we're on at this point.
Yeah, I
All I
saw.
know is that we've lost 2 flags.
Oh, I saw that event and I thought, I don't know if I can actually commit to this properly, and then not be really pissed off if I did get offline,
Yeah.
raided. So I kept away from it. I wish I'd have kind of done it, but also think I don't know if I could have actually committed to it as enough. So the fact that you're going to commit to it as a solo is fucking mental.
Well,
But
I'm
but
mental.
but there we go. That's the stubborn side. Whilst you're there with an M16 on one shoulder and a sledgehammer on the other.
Exactly.
So obviously there's probably been an absolute ton of streaming moments. But what was the moment that inspired you to press stream now for the first time? What was it that pushed you over to the edge from being a gamer to also then being a streamer?
um, Jeez, I don't know. Oh man. Okay. So. Oh, okay. So when I first came into the Twitch community, I literally was just a lurker. Um, and then I actually found a couple streamers that I really love. And I started to kind of like talk a little bit more in their streams and all that. And oh my god, sorry, my screen keeps turning off, and then I have to like get up. um, so I was very shy about talking in people's streams before, and Killa, right? Killa, as some of you know, he was somebody that I followed right away. And he actually encouraged me to, start talking more in people's streams and be a little bit more active because he's very sweet. He's so sweet, very kind, and so I started to kind of branch out, and I looked for other streamers, who were playing Xbox and whatnot because of course I was still on Xbox at the time, and I came across Blonde Jesus. Blonde Jesus was a huge like kicker for me because he was like, "No, you should just do it, man. Like you play the game, just stream." And I was just like, "Oh no, I can't do that. Like I don't like talking to people." And he was like, "No, no, no, just do it. Like it'll be fine. Like you're gonna be good." And then from Blonde Jesus, I met Scrubby and I met the Greedy Peasant, and they've been just such a huge part of my development as not only a gamer, like on my Xbox days, but like as a streamer as well. Um, like the Greedy Peasant. If you're in the console community and you don't know the Greedy Peasant, go drop this man a follow because he is a legend in the console community, and he will do anything for the console side of Daisy. Like he will literally do anything for that side of Daisy because he wants Daisy on console to have the same amazing experiences that we have on PC, right? He is literally the voice of the people. So if you don't follow the Greedy Peasant, go drop him a follow. Tell him that I sent you. I adore him. I love him. Um, so really, these guys were the ones that kind of like kicked it to where they were like, no, yeah, you should like totally stream. Like, you're a good player, and blah blah blah. And then I started to get into streams with them, which I streamed a lot more with Scrubby than anything. And then I played a couple times with Greedy because he likes to do his CC runs, which is the console cult runs on the weekends. And I would, join them for that. And I got a little bit more comfortable with people hearing my voice because, like, before I was very like, oh, my voice is gross. Like, I don't want people to hear me. Like, yuck. Um, and so I kind of got over that. And then I met Rose, which Rose is one of my mods. She also was a huge like voice for me, and she was like, no girl, like go stream, like you're such a good player, like you're so good at it, and people want to see where you start off from and how you develop. And so I was like, oh, maybe. And so I used to run with my friend Mustang, right, on Xbox, and we we had a little bit of a disagreement, and he also streams, right? And so like and this is such a this is like the toxic side of me, okay?
Oh, God.
I was like I was like I was like, yeah, you know what, motherfucker, just for that, I'm gonna go live. And I literally went live, and I haven't not streamed since. And it was I did it more out of like, oh yeah, fuck you. It was like one of those like fuck you moments, but of course in true misfit fashion, right? Like I'm like, oh yeah, well, I can do it better, fuck you. And I literally went live, and I haven't just I haven't looked back since. Like I keep growing, and I'm going forward and developing as a player and as a streamer. And hopefully one day I'll get my big boy PC, as they like to call it. And because for those who don't know, I'm on a gaming laptop. So I stream and play off of a gaming laptop, um which has its huge downsides, right? But she's doing her best. She's doing her best. um and
Excuse, hang on, I'm on a gaming laptop. What's going on here? I thought we were in good company.
No, dude, let me tell you, people who like find out that I'm on a gaming laptop, they're like, oh, like Coop, right? Fucking Coop. I
Yeah.
love Coop. But he likes to tell me, he's like, you're not a real PC gamer because you're on a laptop. And I'm like,
Wow.
fuck you, bitch. I'm like, that makes me more of a fucking gamer than you because I have to work twice as hard to get my shit to work. Like, what are you going on about? But it's just, he just likes to crack jokes and whatnot. But I have had people tell me that they're like, you need to get a big boy computer, not just your laptop, and blah blah blah. And it's just like, you know what? My laptop's doing her thing. I can't gripe about it. Do we have some hiccups? Absolutely. But you know what? Like at the end of the day, my laptop is running the best that it can. Nobody can really tell that I'm on a laptop unless, I tell them, and then they're like, oh shit, like you're on a laptop. That's crazy. But I mean, whatever. Whatever. I don't care. I love my laptop.
Oh, isn't the sky lovely? I could just imagine just you say, well, fuck you. And oh my God, I can't breathe.
Listen, all right. He made me mad. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I can do it better than you. And let me just say, I have done it better. I'm just gonna say that. Mic drop. Mic drop that shit right there. I have done it better, and I continue to do it better. So you know what?
It's the end,
Don't let anybody
motherfuckers.
tell you can't do shit.
Wow.
Oh.
I generally don't know what the question was anymore. We've opened a fucking can of worms. I love
What
it.
got me?
Oh,
what,
yeah, shit,
what
yeah.
got me into streaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know whether I want to ask this next one now.
Ask it. Ask it. I dare you.
I fucking dare you. So, given the chance, who would you most like to stream with?
Oh, that's an easy one. Easy. Holly Rex. I love Holly Rex. I want to be at her level of PvP one day. I love her. She is queen. Easy answer.
Had the very fortunate pleasure of running with Holly on the Isles of Scilly.
Oh, nice.
Well, it was nice. When they found me, there was Holly. I can't remember the name. There was one called a guy called Matty and someone else. and
Mm-hmm.
I had a gun glitch. I was the most I was cumbersome. I was literally slowing them down. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna shoot me in a minute. Anyway, so Holly helped me fix the gun glitch. We went over, we got the bunker key card, and as we were going over to the bunker, my game disconnected, and
No.
I was so gutted, and I was like, I'll
Oh,
just end here then, should I? Because it was like big queues, and I was like, ah,
I
fucking
would
hell,
have cried.
that was so
I would
cool.
have cried.
And I was like, oh, that was fun. Not only did I look absolutely useless with the gun glitch, I then get disconnected. So bye. But yeah, it
I
was.
would be so intimidated to run with her though, because like I love her. I think she's just so good at the game. She's so good at PvP, and like I want to like I want to impress her. You know, like I want her
Yeah.
to be my friend. You know, like
Just very. I found she was very composed. Everything just was just
Mhm.
very second nature. And I suppose that just happens
Yeah,
when you played the game for like so long and just honed that skill and that ability.
yeah.
But yeah, I did feel the moments where I was thinking, I could just slide off into the trees now and they would never know I've gone. I spent a lot of time bandaging them up. I was like, oh my God, I'm literally here just to bandage people. But I'm going to take it until I got disconnected. But that's a really cool answer. And
I'm manifesting it. I'm
you
gonna
might, you are.
manifest it. She rated me a couple weeks ago, and I was like, like I literally
Fuck, what?
yeah, I was like, what? I was like, oh my god, hi, my name is Misfit. No, and you know what's so shitty though is that like literally right as that raid came in, I stepped in a fucking bear trap. I was on Essiker. Yeah, I was on Essiker, and right as that raid came in, I stepped in a bear trap, and I was like, oh well. Hi. I'm Misfit. Normally my screen isn't black like this, but I just stepped in a bear trap. I was so embarrassed, but I was like, ah, fuck it. You know what? It was hilarious. Like it was one of those moments where it was like, well, you know, that happened, but you know,
Do you ever
well, you know,
find?
at least got a Holly raid.
Yeah, woo. Do you ever find that when you bump into like the big streamers who you've been watching for years and like always seem super confident with it? Do you ever find that your own play style just goes out the window, and it's almost like I feel like a noob again? Or was it
Mm,
just me?
Sometimes, yeah. Um, so I don't. It's so funny because like I don't like to run with the bigger streamers because I don't feel like I'm at that level, you know? Like I've run into Sarah Moore before and I ran the other way.
Okay.
Like legit. I
Nope.
ran into Sarah Moore and I was like, nope, and I ran the other way. Um I think the thing for me is that yeah, I don't know. Like, I would love to do a run with a big streamer or with like a favorite streamer. I actually have done a run with one of my favorite streamers, which was Killa. I
Yeah.
actually did the New York tunnels with Killa, and that was the first time that I had ever run with him, um, like in game at all. And I was super excited about it. And it like he's so easy to work with. I didn't feel like I needed to be a certain way or change anything about myself as far as like gaming or anything. And I kind of like just I took that experience and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just me. I'm not at their level yet. I know that I'm not at their level yet, but I'm gonna do my damnedest to do what I need to do to get it done, you know? And I think that's just like the best way to kind of approach it. Like you have to take away the like, oh my god, it's a huge streamer, like, you know, granted, let me roll this back a little bit, right?
Mhm.
If I ran into Holly in game, I would probably be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, you know, blah blah blah, because I'm a big goof and I like I love her. Like I wanna run with Holly one day and have like a good serious run. But yeah, I mean I don't know. Like I think that like I would hope that I wouldn't change my play style because I do play a certain way.
Yeah.
Um I do try to adjust myself to people, but some people are just not adjustable too.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
um um and you know, I think as long as like I try to be a flexible player, I think, I think I'll be okay. I don't think being a flexible player is changing your style, because if that's already how you play, like you can play to somebody else, then I think that's a good quality to have as a player. Um, because then it's just easier to team up with people.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Like, but actually, funny you should mention Killer. On YouTube at the minute, there seems to be he seems to be appearing in quite a lot of people's reels and like shorts and stuff.
For Rust or what?
No, not with no, but he was like I saw one this morning, and he was with Mr. Well, he wasn't with Mr. Gibbons, but he appeared in a Mr. Gibbons YouTube short. And I was like, oh my days, it's Killer. And then there's been 2 or 3 recently. I'm thinking, I used to love watching Killer when he was on YouTube. Not on YouTube, on DayZ. But yeah, it's just weird how it's come up recently. Because I've heard his voice appeared quite a few times. But yeah, one as early as this morning.
Oh,
Mr.
that's
Gibbons.
funny.
And I was like, oh my.
That must have been an old one then, because he hasn't played DayZ in
Yeah.
a hot minute. I think the last time he played DayZ was probably when he did my suit run with me. I think that was probably one of the last times he played DayZ.
Oh, wow. It must have been an old one that's
Yeah.
just come back around then. But yeah, I just heard the voice and I was like, oh yeah. But yeah, cool. Oh, we spent a lot of time on that one actually. So in terms of your setup at home, like, can you describe your setup in 3 words?
Oh God. Laptop gamer chaos. That's pretty much it. I mean, my setup isn't too bad. I do have an extra monitor that I use for, a bigger screen. I have my laptop, and I still also have my Xbox set up, so it is a little bit chaotic and probably a little bit much for some people, but we're doing our best out here. We're doing our best.
This is probably a question that's never been asked before and probably will never get asked again. Tell me about, are you good at cable management?
What's that?
Fuck your wires.
I mean, I tried one time, and then I was like, you know what? This is just too much for me. I don't think this is for me. And so now I just have a big old mess. And yeah, I had somebody ask me a while back to take a picture of my setup, and I was like, oh my God, like I have wires everywhere. So I literally spent like a good 20 minutes trying to like bind up all my wires and like tuck them away so it would look nice and clean. And I was like, this is not my real life. Like I'm a mess, like wires everywhere. It's fine, like whatever. So now I'm just like, yeah, no, that's just me. I'm a mess.
I think that's perfectly acceptable. I'm sat under a fucking black sheet made into a tent, so I think that's absolutely fine.
I love that for you. I love that. I think that's amazing.
I've made my own gaming tent. I've had to buy another sheet because I was missing a wall, but now I'm completely packed in to my little bunker.
Nice.
So in terms of, obviously we know DayZ plays a big part of your streaming and your gaming life. Can you describe the perfect DayZ run?
Oof. That's hard to say, honestly, because I feel like every day is different, right? I think ideally, God, and it really depends on the map too. But I think ideally it would just be to meet up with the friends that I'm supposed to meet up with, and not 3 hours later, and get into a little bit of PvP and just have a good time and have some laughs. That's really it, honestly. Like just get together with the friends and have some good laughs, maybe get some good kills and call it a day.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. We've now come to the end of those questions. We're gonna go now to this or that. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and everyone seems to find a loophole somewhere along the lines in this lot, which is well fun.
Oh God.
but you've got to pick one or the other. Okay?
Okay.
Right. And this is
Okay.
where you will either make more friends or some people might just go, do you know what? That's us done. Right. So,
Oh God.
right. Music or podcasts?
Oh, music.
Tea or coffee?
Oh. God, I would say coffee. Iced coffee though. Iced coffee. I don't like hot coffee.
Beach or mountains?
Oh, mountains. I hate the water.
Ooh. Mountains or city?
Mountains.
Okay, nice. PS or Xbox?
Xbox. Hands down, Xbox.
Oh, so this should be a fairly easy one as well. Daisy or Rust?
Oh, you know what? Okay, listen.
Here we go.
I actually really enjoy Rust. I unfortunately can't play it right now because the game got some new updates and it's too big for my laptop to allow anymore. But I actually really enjoy Rust. I was playing it a lot with Killa, and unfortunately I can't anymore. I would absolutely play Rust again if I had the ability to. So I guess Daisy wins this one this time.
Hey, where's that unfollow button? Right.
Wow.
Right, moving on. Going out or staying in?
Staying in.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Uh,
I'm
make-
allergic to cats though.
Oh, well,
That's why.
that's probably a good answer. Make food or order in?
Ooh. Order in.
Ooh. What you got? I'm now interested. What's your order in? What's your fave?
Oh, it depends on the day. The weekends are usually pizza.
Yeah.
And that's usually because we're just so busy. My favorite is Chinese though. I love to order some good Chinese food. So good.
Okay. Summer or winter?
Winter.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet. Yeah, sweet.
Ooh. Movie or a book?
A book.
Fruit or veg?
I guess a fruit.
Told you this was weird. Shoes or slippers?
Oh, slippers. I'm lazy.
Okay. Sing in the shower or in the car?
Why not both?
Well, why not both? So is that an admission that you do both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
If I'm comfortable enough, I'll sing wherever.
Here we go. M-Lock or IJ?
Ooh, M-Luck.
Ooh, M-Lock or CR?
Oh, CR.
Ooh, right,
CR
okay.
is my gun of choice.
Is it? Oh, nice. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Final bit. Okay. Chinaris or Livonia?
Trinaris.
Chinaris or Banoff?
Oh, Banoff.
Ooh. Banoff or Namalsk?
Banoff.
Banoff or Sakal?
Banoff.
I'm just going to go straight to the end here. Banoff or PNW?
Banoff.
Banoff or Deer Isle?
Oof.
Ooh. Here we go.
That was a little tougher. I do enjoy Dirt Isle. I think it's such a good map. I would say Deer Isle just because of the quest. There's
Nice.
so much to it. I love it.
Deer Isle or Zelador?
You know what? I haven't given Zelador enough, so I would have to say Deer Isle, but because I haven't actually played the map that much.
Deer Isle or Shima?
I am enjoying Hashima a lot more lately, but I think I'd probably still have to stick with Deer Isle.
Deer Isle or Altaria?
Deer Isle.
Deer Isle or Bitterroot?
I'd still say Deer Isle. Bitterroot's a good map, but it's kind of lacking.
Here we go. Deer Isle or Siberia?
Oh, that's tough. I do love Siberia. It's such a good map. It's so good. So I'd have to say Siberia.
And obviously, we can only go one way with this one: Siberia or New York.
New York wins every time.
Nice.
New York is home.
Right. Well, that brings us to the end of those questions. Oh, actually, I've just been asked this one as well. So, New York or Dino Deadfall?
Oh wait, hold on, Gunner. Sorry. Sorry, I just had my cookie customer show up, and she needs her cookies.
Oh, do you need to go and do that for a minute?
No, you're fine. My husband's gonna take care of it for me. He's gonna go run them out to her.
Cool.
Okay, so what was the question?
New York or Dino Deadfall?
I haven't done Dino Deadfall yet, but New York would win either way.
And obviously, Lost is now involved. Baby Legs or Baby Lettuce?
Baby legs, okay, not baby lettuce, guys.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you, Misfit. That has been really nice. I know we've run together a lot, and I know we are usually in some sort of battle or looking for Mad because he's got lost. But it's been incredible to spend a little bit more time to find out a little bit more about you. And I know it's easy for me to say like now you're sat here, but like I think you are well and truly loved by a lot of people, many people in the Twitch and the Daisy community. And
Thank you.
You are very kind to everyone. And it shows that there's that many people want, when I see events, the amount of people that want to run with Misfit, and I'm always like, one day I'll be really cool if I got to run with Misfit on an event. So yeah, big thank you. And I think everyone truly does love watching your streams and being a part of that journey that you've been a part of. So thank you so much. Now, obviously,
Thank you for featuring me.
No, it's been obviously as a really active streamer. It's really nice again to like every single day, like say, Misfit is on Sakal, he's on Namalsk, and then I think what was you doing last night? I can't think.
Oh, we were on.
Oh, you were on the
hardcore
hardcore, yeah.
server.
So everyone is slightly different, and I think there's always something a little bit different for everyone. But the Misfit that gives so much time is always there. So thank you for everything that you do and for being a part of kind of this community that just seems to grow and grow. So thank you, Misfit.
Appreciate that.
Now you have one of two ways we can end this interview. We can duke it out, or we can log out in peace. What would you prefer?
I mean, you tell me. I mean, I'm okay with the fist fight.
I fucking knew it would be.
I mean, I'm a little rusty, like I've been getting my butt beat. Honestly, I think with this new update, they've nerfed the like players and all that. And for whatever reason, my little Ginger, she's just not taking a beating like she used to. She's getting her ass handed to her.
Right. Well, I think on that bombshell, then we should try and knock each other out.
All right. I'm down for that.
Okay, then.
God.
Here we go.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna disappoint everybody by losing right now.
There's no pressure now, is there?
I mean, it is what it is, Just gotta kind of go with it.
Oh, you've already got me, for fuck's sake!
The heavy swings. Oh, that was a nice one. That was a good one. I like that one,
I should have told you I've got God mode.
Do you really?
No, I don't really.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's really.
Oh, that was a good one. I'm still not bleeding yet, though.
I am.
Twice, right? Could have sworn I saw 2 bleeds. Ooh, swing and a miss.
Oh, wheel. Oh, this is damn tense now. But if I got asked a question as part of this, who do you least want to be in a fist fight with? It's you.
I've actually.
Oh no! Oh no, I can't hit her now.
You're lagging.
Oh
I'm
no,
lagging? Who's lagging?
you were lagging.
I think we're both lagging, honestly, because
Oh.
you stopped for me too. That's why I backed off.
Oh,
Oh, you're
oh,
like Speedy Gonzalez. Holy shit.
yeah, we're back. We're back. Yeah, you.
Wait, we're back. We're
yeah.
back. Wait, am I? I'm like, wait, am I? yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was a good one. Caught me on that one.
Ah!
Don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you.
Why aren't you bleeding yet?
Nope.
Fucking hunter.
I'm not in God mode though. I will tell you that because I am yellow health.
Oh, good. Oh, we're both looking a bit shaky here.
Oh yeah, I just went red health.
Oh shit.
Yep.
That's weird. I'm still white. Oh. I've never sweated so much.
I do love a good fist fight, you know. Where's Mad when we need him?
I know.
Is he busy suffering with all the symbols of pain?
Ah! Man down.
Ah, I'm flashing. I'm gonna die. It's gonna be it. It's over for me.
One more. One more. Come here. Come here. Ah! Oh.
I still reign supreme. Get shit on.
Oh, it's a real shame that this will never make it to YouTube. Never mind.
Sorry.
Damn it.
All the cussing. Sorry.
Oh.
Just bleep it out. It's fine.
Well, thank you. Thank you for kicking my ass at the end. But if, like I said, if there's anyone I do not want to be in a fist fight with, it is definitely 100% you. And I'm just being reminded I died. So there we go. No, thank you, Misfit. I really enjoyed that. And I look forward to being back on Siberia and New York with you soon.
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait.
Okay. All right. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Yes, sir. See you later.
See you in a bit. Okay, so with any time, I love a raid, and you know that I love a shout out, and so we are going to drop over now to see who is on. We're going to drop them a little cheeky raid and see who is on, and go from there. And we'll try and do someone I've not raided for a while. In fact, it looks like Babushka is on Essica, so we're going to pop over there. So if you can stick with the raid, that would be amazing. But thank you so much for being a part this afternoon. Misfit is an incredible person, and so it's been an absolute privilege to be a part of this afternoon. So we're going to jump over now. We're going to have a little cheeky raid, and hopefully everyone has an amazing Saturday night. All right, guys, take care. See you all in a bit.